It is Henry Cejudo, Triple C himself, the former two-division champ. And he's back on Saturday, February 22nd, main event, Climate Pledge Arena, Seattle. He's pumped up. He's ready to go. How you feeling, Henry, ahead of this big main event?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, John. It's been, it's been a minute. It's been over a year since I fought. But, super stoked, dude. I've never really headlined. I've always headlined, obviously the ESPN pay-per-view cards and things like that. But I've never headlined a fight night. So that's something new to me, especially in, somewhere in Seattle, which is going to be crazy, crazy cold. But it is what it is, man. I got a great opponent and Song, and just ready, man. This whole fight camp has been it's been great.
I love it, man. So let's go through it, right? Like last time you said, it's been about a year, UFC 298, came up short against Merab Dvalishvili. And I know initially you thought, hey, I'm going to retire. And then you said, no, I'm not going to do it. But, Henry, you got nothing to prove in combat sports, right? I mean, everything that you've accomplished, you can walk away and nobody can ever question anything about your legacy. So why put yourself through all this and jump back into it?
Because it's called kids. You got kids, John?
I do. I got a son. I understand the expenses that are involved.
No, but honestly, dude, I've done very, very well with what I'm doing. Like I'm in real estate right now. I'm building. I'm finishing building like 2 duplexes, and then after that, I'm gonna be doing 2 apartment complexes that are gonna be 6 units apiece. So wow. I've done very, very well. I just think I feel like a man owes half of his life to him. To competition too, because once you do go past that 40, okay, man, all right, man, what are you gonna do now? But part of it is a challenge, man. Part of it, and yeah, it is kind of a love-hate relationship. You'll never know unless when you're an ultimate competitor, you're like you hate losing so much that you don't want to do it, but you hate losing so much that you can't go out like that. You know what I'm saying? So part of it, I'm kind of happy that Dana didn't give me that mic that one day. I think he was kind of sick at me, but I think things happen for a reason, and I appreciate that. But it's always been like that, and I've been able to become the best in 2 of the toughest sports in the world, if not 2 of the toughest sports in the world. And you're right, I don't got shit to prove, but I'm making my last run, dude, to become a UFC champion. I like the fact that there's a chip on my shoulder and my back's against the wall. I think that's what motivates me.
See, here's why I knew that you were frustrated after that result, right? But then I wonder if you can set back and look at what Merab does after he fights you, right? He goes on and beats Sean O'Malley. He becomes the champ. He beats Umar Nurmagomedov. He's won 12 in a row. And I wondered if there would be any part of you that would just sit back and be like, you know what? My bad. Maybe that wasn't really, my fault, or maybe that wasn't saying anything about me. Maybe that dude's just good. Yeah, no, I mean, a part of that. But even in that whole fight camp, John, it's like I train, and you could, and I'll never do this again. In particular with the machine like Merab Dvalishvili. Like I was fighting through a torn who is it? Groin. Yeah, torn groin. Whoa. And I was gonna say torn dick, but torn groin. And that's the proper way. That's the proper way to say it.
Yeah, pretty much 3 weeks into it. So I had 5 weeks of not doing that, dude. And I was just disgusted by getting taken down and a bunch of other stuff. But you also do have to credit Merab, dude. You're right. After watching what he did, I wasn't surprised what he did to O'Malley, but I was surprised how he was able to squeak the win through to a guy like Umar. And then I'm just like, oh fuck, okay. He's the best in the world right now. I can legit say he's the best in the world. And that's the last person that beat me. And I think when you look at round 1, my lateral movements, I was able to take him down and actually control him for a whole minute and a half. I just had nothing left, dude. I had nothing left the second and third. It was just I couldn't grapple him and I couldn't wrestle. And I think that's the difference in this camp is that's all I've been doing.
It's interesting. So the way it sounds to me, is it even really about the result that matters? Like if you'd have gone out there and felt 100%, executed 100%, and you just came up short, do you think you'd still be motivated to have this, next fight and this next chase? Or is it about the effort almost more than taking the setback?
Yeah, I think, man, it's a little mixture of everything, dude. Like, people will always remember you according to your last fight, which sucks. This is why even the first time that I retired, John, like I've been competing my whole life. Like people have no idea. I don't think there's probably only one guy that probably has more competitions than me. but he hasn't become a UFC champion, nor a double champ, nor he's won the Olympics. I'm going to say Bo Nickel.
Well,
Bo Nickel has about I have about close to about 1,000 wrestling matches from the age 11 all the way to age 21. Like I can say he probably has more wrestling matches, but he hasn't been to the places that I have been to. So competitively, I don't think nobody has ever really reached the levels of competition. So it's almost like, what's next, dude? You know, I started a family, did the whole 9. I knew I kind of wanted to retire when I had this on my shoulder. Whenever, you know, I was a year off with Marlon Moraes. I beat him with the torn labrum, dude. And I had the best time of my life. I'm like, what's new for Henry? And I think the fact that I've been able to start a family, you know, in real estate, you know, the podcasting stuff, I've been pretty good at that. You know, it's been fun. But now, John, it's a little more personal. Now I'm like, all right, man, I cannot go out like that. You know what I'm saying? I just cannot go out like that. Even though Merab has been on a tear, it's been cool to watch, man. It's been cool to watch somebody else succeed and then beat the best of the best.
I love it, man. Well, you're still definitely one of the best. I was going to ask you what preparation has been like, right? Because obviously, like you said, you've been competing at a high level your whole life, but not with other businesses going on, with 2 kids around the house, with, you know what I mean? Like, has that been challenging? Sometimes you hear say it makes you more focused or whatever. I mean, you got a lot of plates spinning in the air, right? Has it been tough for you?
Yeah, it's just your time. I'm not that selfish guy no more, you know, that I used to be. I'm not a guy that would just eat, sleep, shit, and train every day. It's like, no, it's like I gotta give time to my kids. I gotta give time to my wife. I gotta give time to my recovery. So it does change a little bit. And yeah, it is a motivator. You know what I'm saying? And as a parent now, when you can catch it, understand that dynamic, it just becomes part of you. So, but I don't think so, man. I never really necessarily wanted to fight when I had kids, and the same reason why I wanted to have kids. But if I can tell somebody, it's better to fight without kids, dude. Daddy, fuck. You know what I mean? I gotta throw my daughter, dude. And she's like 32 pounds, but I'm doing it 100 times a day, dude. You know? Oh. And I love my kids, but it's part of the game now. I think it's part of the game, and I gotta figure it out. And that's all there is to it. And I think the last time, John, that I've lost 2 in a row, I went on one of the biggest rampages in UFC history, you know, taking out Demetrius, TJ, Cruz, Marias, the whole 9. And I just said, all right, man, my job is done. See ya. You know?
Get it, man. So, all right, so you want to fight again. I understand the motivation. Here's the one that surprised me, too. They say, hey, it's 27-year-old Song Yadong. That's the opponent, right? Now, rankings-wise.
Really 27, John?
Yeah. And look, I don't want to take anything away from him because he's a guy on the rise, and you know, I mean, he's got skills, and you said he's a respectable opponent. But when I think, you know, Henry Cejudo, I'm thinking Dominic Cruz, Jose Aldo, maybe even O'Malley, maybe Peter Yan. You know, guys that have accomplished what you've accomplished. So, was it when they gave you that name? Did you say, I don't know, or were you all in right away?
No, I was, yeah, of course, exactly what you're saying. I wanted a Yan and Aldo, somebody that could get me to the bout a little bit quicker, but you know, me and Hunter Campbell got into a heated exchange, and you know, it was good. It was good for me. He told me what he felt. I told him what I felt. At the end of the day, I am an employee, and I'm gonna take him up on his offer, dude. You know what? I'm just like, you know what? Okay, let me get this young buck. I am literally, God, is he 27?
Yeah, I believe so. You know, just 11 years younger.
Okay, well, he says he's 27, but you know, I got 10 years on him, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's my expertise, and so some of it was the UFC. I wanted the Dominic Cruz fight. Dominic Cruz kept bugging. All right, give me Cruz. They said no. You know, and they kind of liked the Yan idea, but I think Yan already had a fight with Figgy, so. At this point, John, I want Song, and then I'll just take it from there, dude. You know, there's going to be a lot of people on that list.
Love it. Well, you did say he's a great opponent. You are an incredible analyst of the sport, so maybe he wasn't the first name, but now that he's locked in, what do you see in him? Challenges that you haven't seen before? Anything unique that he brings to the table?
No, he brings power. He's a counter puncher. He's dangerous. He's dangerous with his hands. But this is mixed martial arts. And it's been a minute since he's fought too. Can you check? When's the last time? When did he fight Yan? I know he lost his last fight.
It has been a little bit. Let me pull up his record real quick. It's been a minute since he got in there. So the last fight that he had was March of 2024. So it was a month after you.
So it's even. You know what I'm saying? And I think the difference between me and him, though, is just my expertise, man. The fact that I've been there before. I've been there with the best. I just got to keep my hands up, man. Defensively, be fundamentally sound, and stick to the game plan that we have.
I love it, man. And it sounds like this is not a one-off, right? I mean, you said it. Rush back to the. I mean, this is a run back to the title. This is win here, and you're carving out the path back to a championship fight.
For sure, 100%. Like to me, it's all or nothing, man. Like it's. I don't also want to play with my emotions either. Yes, no, maybe. So I still feel good, John. I still feel good. I think even when I came back against Aljamain, dude, like it was a split decision loss. And then that other fight, dude, I was fucking sincerely injured, dude. And then you got to credit Merab. Like Merab's the fucking best in the world, and he's a real deal. And that was one thing that I really had to respect. So. It is what it is. I think the machine is still in me. It's still it's oiled up, but I think now it's motivated more through a little bit more through hate, maybe bitterness, if you want to call it.
I like it. A little chip on the shoulder might be all right. Did you compete in your wrestling career that way, or I mean, what? Obviously, you got to the very top there. Yeah,
I did. Even winning the Olympics, like I had the desire to win. John, but even the reason why I won the Olympics is nobody really thought I could go in there and just freaking win the whole damn thing. I didn't want to feel the pain of losing anymore. And when I didn't want to feel that pain of losing anymore, I was able to really, hold in on my skills and just fight to the very end, bro. If you're going to beat me, like, take me out. And that's one thing that I will say. And it brings me back to that. And the same reason why I also retired from wrestling, because I wanted to leave on top. And I didn't want to feel the pain of losing anymore.
Is that the way you see this one happening? And I guess is the dream scenario you get the rematch with Merab and you kill two birds with one stone. You beat the guy that hands you the loss. You right the wrong. You take the belt, and that's it right there. That's the dream walk away right there.
No. I think there's too much money. There's too much money to be made. So someone takes me out, dude, or till I feel like, all right, man, I no longer physically have it. So there's just too much. There's too much bread and too much cheddar going on.
I love it, man. Well, listen, I know you got a busy day, so I won't take too much of your time. But I guess last thing I got for you is, what do you think we see here? I mean, I think we're all happy to have Henry Cejudo back. Anytime we can see some Triple C, we're in. But what is this? Is this domination? Are you expecting a battle? Like, what do we see?
No, I'm gonna make the little Rocket Man bend the knee to Triple C, and that's all there is to it. And he will bend the knee to the appointed king.
I love it. Henry Cejudo, glad to have you back. Best of luck, and looking forward to the fight, my man.
Yeah, big shout out to Full Violence. I got my shirts out for those who hate me or love me. If you guys want to burn some of that shit like Kanye did, you guys can burn mine, but buy
it. Just buy it and do whatever you want with it, right? As long as you're fine, who cares?
Wipe your ass with it, but buy it, dude. I got a Short King one. I got a Full Violence one. I got a bunch of good stuff. I got a good collection. And they've done an amazing job, dude. I mean, this is like state-of-the-art stuff.
We got to get John working on.
Let's go. Let's go. You know I'll sport it with pride. Awesome, brother. Well, I appreciate the time, man. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, John.